Hi, it's the Irish Gypsy here to deliver your October 2016 general readings. I am using my Gilded Tarot deck, my beloved Gilded Tarot deck by artist Cyril Marchetti, drawing 8 cards for the month as usual, 2 cards for each week, with an additional 9th card from the bottom of the deck as your crowning card representing overall energy and general advice over the reading. Make sure to check your rising and your moon sign as well. You may find that this reading is for Scorpio. So if your primary sun sign is Scorpio, this may or may not resonate for you, or it may only play out predictably for you in 1 or 2 areas of your life because there's lots of facets to our lives. So make sure to check your rising and your moon sign, because if you're anything like me, I watch all 3 at the beginning and at mid-months, because I find that each of my signs, sun, moon, and rising, relate to me in different areas of my life. So watching all 3 gives you more pieces of the puzzle so you can put together a more cohesive picture and get a better understanding of the time frame ahead that the readings cover. So if you know all 3 of your signs and you're able to find out all 3 of your signs, and you can watch all 3 of them when you watch readings, because it will just help get as much information as possible in helping you walk through the month and the weeks ahead. So thank you, thank you, thank you so much to all of you who continue to watch and listen and subscribe to this channel. You are helping it grow at a very rapid rate. I see that our community is about 11,000 strong now, thanks to you and all your support and feedback and likes and subscribes and shares and everything. Thank you so much for that. I couldn't do it without you. And of course, you are the reason I do this. So thank you very much. As I always say, the comments, keep them coming. I love reading those comments. I can't tell you how much I love reading those comments. And I see that I am getting more sent to me via email, where people are actually more descriptive. You guys are more descriptive on telling me how the readings play out, so specifically and personally in your lives. And I enjoy reading those so much. And if there's ever a question in whether or not I want you to tell me how they play out in your lives, don't question it, because I do. You can put them either on the comment feedback, which most of you do, but some of you do take the time to write them via email, and I appreciate that very much. I, of course, don't have the time to respond to all the feedback and comments. I try to respond to some of them, but there's so many of you, and I just don't have the time. So, but I do read each and every one of them, so thank you for that. Keep them up. And thank you, always a special thank you and note of gratitude for those of you who reach out for one-on-one readings with me. It is an honor and a pleasure always for that. And thank you so much for the trust that you place in me to interpret and intuit the cards for you. And it's a delight to be part of your stories playing out. And to my regular clients as well, it is a joy and a delight to be part of your lives moving forward in such a regular way. And thank you to my regular clients for the consistent feedback and updates on how the chapters keep unfolding. Keep it up, and thank you so much. If any of you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading with me and you have not read with me before, you can click on the little About button on my YouTube channel's homepage, and that will give you a little more information and detail on myself, the services I offer, and my contact information. And my email, you can email me directly at Maggie_McGuire@gmail.com. I would be delighted to work with you. Send me an email and we'll set something up for you if you're interested. Turnaround time, I'm always asked about. I do readings full time, so I'm able to get back with you pretty quickly and schedule a reading within a fairly timely fashion. It can be anywhere from a couple of days to upwards of a week and a half, but almost always within a 2-week span of time. So again, if you're interested, email me and we will coordinate something together. For time zones, I do readings via Skype or phone, and I also, of course, do recorded readings, which seem to be the bulk of what I do, but there are those of you who do enjoy the live Skype and phone readings, as do I. So either way, we'll work something out for you. So enough of all that blather. Let's get right into this. This reading is for Scorpio for October 2016. God, Spirit, Angels, Guides, show me the energies for the water sign of Scorpio for October 2016. What do they need to know? What do they need to see to help them through the month of October 2016? Show me the energies for Scorpio, the stingers, my deep, intense, watery Scorpios. What does the month of October 2016 hold for you, Scorpio? I'm feeling some intensity here, Scorpio. Scorpio, October 2016. Okay, we begin with the King of Wands, followed by the Knight of Cups, the King of Pentacles, followed by the Five of Pentacles, the Nine of Swords, followed by the Seven of Swords, the Nine of Cups, followed by the Three of Wands. Wow, it's going to turn out just fine. Maybe a bump or two in the road, but it's going to turn out just fine. And from the bottom of the you are like the third sign this month, Scorpio, that's had two cards come out from the bottom of the deck. Which one came first? Okay, we have the Five of Swords, which came out first, and then the Judgment. And I definitely feel like that's, yeah, that belongs there. Yeah. Okay, Scorpio, sorry about that. I have to stop and listen when it comes in. Let me just take a quick look and feel here. Excuse my periodic sniffling and coughing. I am just getting over some kind of summer cold or flu bug. So bear with me if I sound a little raspy and frog-like. Okay. Looks like there's some intensity in this month, perhaps some conflict with somebody, maybe even a legal situation for some of you. And even though there may be some challenging moments during the month, it looks like it's going to end up all right. You have, as one of your crowning cards, you have two crowning cards. You have the Five of Swords, which is a victory. Sometimes it can represent a rather shallow victory, but really it just comes with a question of whether something is worth it, because it does look like it comes at a cost. And maybe a significant cost, or the battle itself is quite a battle. But Judgment in the upright position ensures that the outcome will be in your favor, that it will be fair, but I feel like it's going to be in your favor. You have, Nine of Cups and Three of Wands, wish fulfillment in terms of building your future and looking forward. So it's the end of October, beginning of November. You're going to have triumph and success and get what you need and what you want. But it does look like some interesting moments during the month, some intensity, which you're well suited for, being the deep, intense Scorpios that you are. So let's begin. We have a couple of people in the mix here this month, which are not you. Three people, two kings and a knight. So we find ourselves at the beginning of October 2016, end of September, beginning of October, time always being fluid, with the King of Wands paired with the Knight of Cups. So the King of Wands. Wands is a suit governed by the element of fire. It is a suit that governs, it's a fiery suit. It's very active, action-oriented, fluid suit. It's all about change, movement, action, power. The suit of Wands governs, it rules creativity, manifesting, building, creating things. The King of Wands would represent a person in your life who will be significant or play a significant or important role in the month of October, Scorpio, likely a fire sign, sun, moon, or rising, which would be Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius. The King of Wands is an individual who's pretty fiery, pretty passionate, pretty assertive, a real go-getter, a good problem solver, very action-oriented, not one to rest on his laurels for very long. Can be kind of spontaneous and impulsive, but he's a king, so he's reached the master of his suit. In his younger days as a page and a knight, he probably was quite spontaneous and impulsive. And even now, when he makes a decision, he's one that pretty much usually acts right on it. He's not one to kind of sit in his head for very long. I always see him as kind of sitting rather restlessly in this throne, just ready to jump to action. I often get a very Aries feel off the King of Wands, but again, it could be Leo, Sagittarius as well, or somebody who has a lot of fire in their natal chart, or somebody who strongly manifests the character traits of the King of Wands. Probably a very charismatic person. People are drawn to him. He's a natural leader. He's very inspiring. He knows how to get the job done, and he's very good at delegating and inspiring other people to help get the job done too. A really good problem solver. Um, Pretty passionate, creative, fiery individual. He's governed by fire. So looks to be somebody, and I say he because it's come up as a king. So of course these are general readings. There's a lot of you watching, and how could it possibly resonate the same for 11,010 people? It couldn't. So it's going to play out differently for a lot of you. Some of you, this might be a female. Kings and queens are pretty much have the same character traits, although kings have more of that external guardian control kind of feeling, and the queens have a little bit more of a softer, nurturing, sustaining energy, even though the Queen of Wands would also be quite fiery as well. So for some of you, this could be a female, but I think for a lot of you, it's a male. The fact that they're a king, kings and queens represent individuals who've reached the mastery, the culmination, the achievement of their suit. So in terms of the King of Wands, again, in his youth, he was probably quite spontaneous and impulsive. And even now, he's probably still a pretty fiery individual, but he's a grown up. He's reached kind of the mastery of that. So he's a pretty grounded person. He looks like he's going to be playing a significant role. And I feel like that role is in a helpful or beneficial way, because that King of Wands is accompanied by the Knight of Cups. So Cups is governed by water. So it's a suit that rules that watery world of our feelings, emotions, relationships, love, all different kinds of relationships and all different kinds of love. Knights are the deliverers of the tarot. They are the bringers of the tarot. Typically, when you see knights in the upright position, they represent something being brought to you, or conversely, you bringing something to somebody else, an offer, an offering, an opportunity. They can also represent the speed at which a situation flows. So the Knight of Cups would be bringing or offering uh, support. It would be an emotional support. It would be an emotional offering. It could be an offering of love. It could be for some of you that this King of Wands, this could represent another individual who's at play here, a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, somebody very idealistic, because he's the Knight of Cups. For instance, if you were to be courted by the Knight of Cups, he would be somebody, or she would be somebody very kind of romantic, dreamy, idealistic, because he's watery, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, over feelings, emotions, poetic. Um, but it represents an offer, an opportunity. I feel like for a lot of you, though, this is just in conjunction with the King of Wands, that this individual is being a source of support, or at least he's offering his or her support and love, and more in an emotional capacity. But the King of Wands is pretty action oriented. It could be just very action oriented as well. For some of you, this could be more romantically based. It could be somebody who's making their intentions known to you, making you an offer, an opportunity to go out, or they're letting you know that they like you. You've been dating them. Perhaps they want to take it to a little bit more of a committed level. But they're offering their support specifically in regards to helping you with a situation this month, or telling you, I'll be there for you. Anything that you need, I'm there for you. And they really mean it, and they're very passionate about it as well. For some of you, it is a fire sign and a water sign. But again, I feel like it's support, it's help for you in a beneficial way, whether it's love, romance based, or friendship love, or a family member. I'm not feeling so much family member. But at the beginning of the month, they're making it known that they're going to be there for you. They're going to support you in any way that they can. They're kind of standing by you, kind of a teamwork sort of feeling, because it feels like there's some conflict. Right next to that, we have the combination of the King of Pentacles followed by the Five of Pentacles. So the King of Pentacles, we have another king here, could be a female, showing up as a male. The King of Pentacles. Pentacles is governed by the element of earth. So the suit of Pentacles rules things in our earthly, material, tangible, physical world. Often it's things like money, finances, resources, property, assets, job, etc. Those things we can see and touch and feel. Although we don't cut these cards out, of course, when we look at love and romance and spirituality, but even there, the energy of Pentacles is tangible or sincere, deep-rooted, reliable, or it represents tangible results of the efforts we put into something. So this king has reached the mastery of his suit, which is Pentacles. So this would be somebody who's very good at navigating the day-to-day aspects of the physical world we live in, probably very good at finances, probably pretty financially comfortable, if not well off, and a very good source of support for that as well. They're very good, but they have that very good provider sort of feeling, great dad, great husband, great friend, always there when you need them. Very solid, reliable, grounded person that has like a sense of continuity about them. They're very generous, and they believe that everybody should have the opportunity to do what they've done, which is to work very hard to build up a good, solid foundation for themselves and the people they care about in the upright position. Uh, taken to the negative extreme, they could be very money focused, very focused just on material wealth, and very manipulative in that sense too. It's interesting because the King of Pentacles and the energy, just the energy, if this doesn't resonate as an actual person, the energy is of solidity, reliable abundance, a sense of rootedness and continuity and sincerity. But that King of Pentacles is paired with the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles is a card of insufficiency, of lack. It can speak of not having enough money or having a fear of not having enough money or resources somehow um, to survive or provide the kind of life that you want and that you need. It can represent on a more emotional level, it can represent feeling insufficient yourself, feeling not good enough, feeling shut out, feeling left in the cold. However, this couple, and in other tarot decks, I've seen this couple, they're outside in the snow or the rain. They look kind of homeless. They're obviously in need. They are standing in front of what appears to be some kind of church or cathedral, and there's this beautiful light shining out, which they're actually not noticing it because they're focused only on the lack, the negative, whatever has gone wrong, what they don't have and what they need. And this light, the implication is that on the other side of this light is what they need: resources, job, food, clothing, help, an answer, a solution. But they're not really noticing it because they're focused on what they don't have, on insufficiency and lack. And sometimes this can represent that you may find yourself in a position where maybe in a very in a very physical financial way, you don't have enough money for something, or finances are really tight, you don't have enough to pay your bills, or you have this fear, but there's a source of help or resources close by, an answer, a solution close by. It can also represent reaching out to ask for help because it may be closer than you think. Now that's paired with the King of Pentacles, and it's interesting, and here's where the story can split off a variety of different ways. This could represent that whatever insufficiency or lack you have, of not having enough. For some of you, this is going to be the King of Pentacles is the source of that insufficiency. It's some kind of conflict or challenge or problem you're having with the King of Pentacles, where you're in some kind of I feel like for some of you, and this is going to be very specifically oriented towards some of you, it's a legal situation that you're in with the King of Pentacles where you feel, because I'm looking at the next set of cards, which is the Nine of Swords and the Seven of Swords, you feel that they have robbed you somehow, either in a very tangible way, like stolen money or property or resources. Or for some of you, I'm getting that they've cheated you in some kind of deceptive, dishonest way, perhaps in a business deal or negotiations, perhaps in home or a loan or some kind of deal or project you went in on with them and it's turned out not to be what they said it was going to be. Um, for some of you, that King of Pentacles is the source of this financial or difficulty that you find yourself in, or legal situation you find yourself in. Because I think I'm just getting like legal is the loudest that I'm getting. And it could be too for some of you that this King of Wands, this offer that you're of support, this person that's also kind of helping you, is somebody that could be a mate of yours, like a husband or a wife or a boyfriend, girlfriend, a really close friend. But for some of you, it could also be a business partner, somebody that you were all going in on this venture together or was helping you invest in something that's turned out to be kind of a sham, or there's some kind of deceit or corruption, dishonesty going on there. And perhaps it's left you out of money, or you've lost money or property or some kind of tangible assets because of this. And it's a real source of worry and conflict for you. I'm just looking to see the balance of suits here. It's fairly even. You have three swords, two pentacles, two cups, and two wands. So this can play out in a variety of different areas in your life: job and career. Um, Perhaps you lost your job and you lost it in an unexpected way, or you feel you were fired indiscriminately. Again, some kind of financial deal or property deal where something was misrepresented and you've lost money because of it. It could be somebody actually stole money from you or something of that sort. It could be in some kind of projects or venture that you went into. Again, same energy. In terms of love and relationships, you do have two cups. I'm not feeling it much energy, if any energy, in that kind of arena. But of course, if it applies to you and resonates, then it does. Again, there's a lot of you watching, so the story's going to split off, but the energy remains the same. It's a source of a lot of stress, worry, anxiety for you because but hang on, it gets better and it actually turns out fine in the end. Um, you're going to be vindicated, and always in difficult and challenging situations, Scorpio, because no reading is bad. Always in difficult and challenging situations, what helps us move through that energy is asking whatever your connection to source is, and your own gut instinct and intuition, asking what you're also meant to learn, what value can we take away from this, which decreases the negativity of it and also helps us move through it a little easier and a little faster by going, okay, this is a difficult situation. I'm going to move through it. Help me to take with me whatever lessons I need to learn from it, because that way we can derive positive from negative or challenging feeling situations. Because it looks like it's a bump in the road. We have the Nine of Swords next to that combination paired with the Seven of Swords. So the Nine of Swords, here's your stress, anxiety, worry, staying up late at night card. But a lot of the energy of this Knight of Swords is illusionary. And it's not to mean that you're not facing an actual problem or to trivialize the stress that you're feeling over it or the validity of it. But the Nine of Swords is a card that comes up often when people work something up in their head to be way more disastrous or worse than is actually reflected in their external environment. You can see this woman is staying up. She's sitting in her bed, kind of sitting up with her arms crossed over and then hunched, protective, defensive posture. And you can see from the atmosphere outside that it's late. The moon has risen high in the sky. Everybody else is probably snoring, but not her. She's awake because she can't sleep. Why? Because all of her mental and emotional energy, but primarily mental, is focused on whatever the source of her stress is, whatever the situation is going on for you this month, Scorpio. Because Swords is about our thoughts. Swords is governed by the element of air. So it's a suit that rules our thoughts, words, ideas, our belief systems, mental outlooks, perspectives, perception, how we look at things, how we see things, what we think about things. Everything that goes on up here is a very mental and cerebral energy. She's consumed all of her mental energy. It's focused on whatever this is: stress, anxiety, worry. But just like that Five of Pentacles energy, with the light shining through, there's an answer, there's a solution, there's help very close nearby, but they can't see it because they're only focused on the negative or challenging or scary aspects of it. She's doing the same thing. There's this little tiny owl sitting on the windowsill. And this owl, like everything in a tarot on a tarot card, no matter what the deck is, everything on a tarot card is symbolic of something. You could spend 20 hours just describing one card. This owl, owls are one of the universal symbols of wisdom, insight, clarity, experience. Um, a solution, an answer. This owl is symbolic of those things, and it's on the windowsill. It's very close to her. She could probably reach out and touch it, but she's not looking at it. She probably doesn't even know that it's there because she's totally consumed with whatever the source of her stress is. But there's something there. There's an answer, insight, solution, clarity, help right there. This is a card, again, it's not that it isn't a valid situation, but the Nine of Swords is way, way, way too much energy invested in this, Scorpio. So be vigilant about that and try not to let it consume you like that, because it's all going to work out just fine in your favor. So that Nine of Swords is accompanied by the Seven of Swords. And here's where the deceit, deception, theft, or trickery, or some kind of weird deceptive energy comes in. The Seven of Swords is often referred to as the thief card, as you can see by the picture on this card. This man has, well, the implication is that he's broken into somebody's house in broad daylight, no less, and he's stolen a bunch of their property as symbolized by these swords. Now, he hasn't managed to take everything, but he's taken a lot. And he's stopping in the doorway to kind of look over his shoulder with this sneaky, smarmy look, as if to say, haha, look what I'm getting away with in the middle of the day. Maybe right even under your nose. It's a card. It can be a card that represents actual theft of money, property, assets. It can represent a deceptive, deceitful person. Secrecy, things being hidden from you, not everything being revealed that needs to be revealed. Somebody presenting themselves or something or a situation or a deal or something, but it's really something else. And this has caused you a great deal of stress, worry, anxiety. And I feel like it's because you feel you were lied to, exploited, taken advantage of. Some of you have lost money because of it, or resources, or property. Again, it feels like you were taken advantage of. And for some of you, I think a lot of you, the source might be this King of Pentacles, or somebody who is like the King of Pentacles, or even a company or a job situation that you thought was stable, solid, reliable, but really turned out to be something else. Don't forget that King of Wands, though. He is there to help you. There's or she, good source of support, and he's a king too. They're kind of at the top of their game too. So you've got some good people on your side. Now, we go through this. Be vigilant with that energy, Scorpio. That's why we do these readings. Forewarned is forearmed. It's not like, oh no, this horrible thing is going to happen. Forewarned is forearmed. And I'm telling you right now, don't let yourself get consumed by this Nine of Swords energy. She's putting weight. She doesn't need to be staying up all night. This situation, have some trust and faith. Do what's in front of you to do. Do all the steps that's in front of you to do. It's going to work out. You have help and support. Don't let yourself get consumed by this. Be vigilant against this energy. Right always prevails in the end. Sometimes it seems like it takes a long time. Sometimes it seems like it's not going to, or that you just can't wait any longer. But it always does prevail in the end, one way or the other. And it does. Because at or by the end of October 2016, get ready to smile now, Scorpio, we have the Nine of Cups paired with the Three of Wands. It's going to come out in your favor, at least for the majority of you. Again, it's not going to play out the same for everybody. I don't see this working out in the reverse for any of you, but it's whatever this is going to play out well for you, for those of you for whom this reading resonates. If it doesn't, move on to your rising and your moon sign and, take what you can out of this reading. But for those of you for whom it does apply, particularly in legal situations, Nine of Cups. This is your vindication. This is where you get what you want. This is where you get compensated. This is where you get back what you lost or compensated in some way, and you're really, really, really happy about it. This is a card of having not just enough, but more than enough. As you can see, evidenced by this man, who in other tarot decks he's portrayed as more rotund and portly than he is here. The implication is that he has more than enough to eat, more than enough to drink. His physical surroundings are comfortable. He's celebrating, and he has enough to just share with everybody, friends and family. It's often referred to as the wish fulfillment card, the having what you want card. I've heard it referred to as your dreams coming true. I don't know if I'd go that far, but it is, being very emotionally happy, content, and satisfied because you feel you have more than enough. So, and for legal stuff, you're getting back what you feel you lost or what was taken from you, and you may be getting back a little bit more. If not in a financial way, whatever it is, you feel vindicated and it makes you very happy. And it helps you to once again kind of build on the future or look forward to the future. Which I feel maybe whatever this thing was in the beginning was about your future or building a foundation for your future or investing in something that was a dream, a goal you had for the future. Because that Nine of Cups is paired with the Three of Wands, which is a card about, it's forward moving. Wands is governed by fire. It's about creating, building, manifesting. It's very forward moving. The Three of Wands is more of a gestative passive card, but it's still future looking. It's still looking forward. This is a card which represents having done everything that you can, and waiting for the outcome. But the outcome, the implication is that it's positive. When the ship comes in, it's going to be bringing back a vindication, a validation of everything he invested in it. So for some of you, this is going to split off a couple of different ways. For some of you, it's going to represent that you have to wait a little bit longer to get what you want, but it is coming. And it's just going to play out in November rather than the end of October. For others of you, this is going to play out at the end of October or beginning of November where it all comes together. And others, you have to wait a little bit longer, but I don't feel like it's very much longer. It is coming, and it's going to be more than enough. Whatever it is that you're waiting for is going to be more than enough. And that's echoed in your crowning cards, which you got two that popped out. And I feel like they both popped out together for a reason. And again, you're like the third sign, I think, that's had two crowning cards, where normally I only pull one. But it was determined to come out. The Five of Swords came out first. This is a card technically of victory. Sometimes it can represent a temporary or shallow kind of victory, sometimes not. This man has obviously won. He's just finished a battle, a challenge of some kind, and his foes or opponents are on the grass behind him, obviously defeated. He's gathered up all their weapons, and he's holding his own aloft in victory. Woohoo, I won. But the picture is still a little on the grim side. It looks like it's been a hard battle. It's cost a lot. He looks tired, exhausted, worn out, defeated. You may need to take a vacation after this, Scorpio. He's bleeding from a little cut on his forehead. It's been one heck of a battle, but he won. The question that always accompanies the Five of Swords is, has it been worth it? And only you can decide if that is. Some situations, this card is like, it's not worth what it costs. But I think for you, it just represents the battle itself, the challenge, whatever the conflict it is. It looks like it's been one heck of a battle. You've invested quite a bit of yourself. You've maybe had some nicks and cuts and bruises because of this fight, this battle, whatever this is. But you've won overall because you persevered, you didn't give up. The second card that popped out with it was the Major Arcana card of Judgment. Again, things coming out in your favor. But the cautionary advice to the Judgment card, strong moral ethical theme too. There's an air of finality about the Judgment card. It says that before you set anything in motion, make sure it's what you want, because you're not going to be able to reverse what you do. The decisions you make, the choices you take, whatever you set into motion is going to be pretty much set. You're not going to be able to come back from it. So make sure that whatever you're going for, you want, make sure that you do it with the highest sense of personal honor and integrity that you can, because that's what you're going to get back. And it's going to set the stage for something for quite some time. But in the upright position, it does strongly indicate that for the majority of you, this is going to work out in your favor. The outcome is going to be in your favor. Even if at the end of the month you have to wait a little bit longer to get what you want, it is coming. So it's a strengthening month. There is some conflicts and challenges, but a lot of times that's how we grow and that's how we become stronger and wiser, and 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 asking for help, particularly from spirit, from the divine. Help me to understand and learn when I'm meant to understand and learn in this, and it helps us move through it quicker and derive more positive benefits from it and become stronger and wiser. The wisdom is the most important part. Um, a somewhat intense bump here too, but it working out well for you in the end. And again, you have some support, some really good support. With you. You're not in this alone, and keep it up. Don't give up. Soldier on. It's going to come together for you in the end, Scorpio. So let me know how this plays out for you specifically, for those of you for whom it does. I love reading your feedback. So, you're going to be just fine. Remember, again, I just want to caution you about that Nine of Swords energy and that Five of Pentacles energy. It doesn't have to be like this. Make sure when you find yourself getting really stressed out over any conflicts or challenges, whatever this represents for you, Scorpio, um, help is closer than you think, an answer is closer than you think. It is going to work out well for you. Do what's in front of you to do. Do not let yourself get sucked in and consumed by this Nine of Swords energy. You have help, you have support, and it's going to work out in the end. You're going to get back what you need. And again, maybe a little more. That Nine of Cups is having more than enough. So you may have to wait a little bit longer for it, but I don't think very much longer. It is coming. It is coming in. So, Scorpio, I hope you've enjoyed this reading. I hope you found it useful and hopeful. Um, I think it's going to be a month of growth through challenge for you. And at the end of it, you're going to go, wow, that was an interesting experience. You're going to gain a lot out of this experience. And in the end, you're going to be happy with what you get back. It's going to be worth the effort and the challenge and the investment of yourself into this. So thank you very much for watching. I hope that it's given you a little bit of wisdom and insight and clarity. And, I hope you have a great month, and I will see you all again in a couple of weeks for the October 2016 mid-month readings. Again, if any of you are interested in a personal reading, you can click on the About button for more information, and you can email me directly at Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I would be delighted to work with you. And as always, until I see you again, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life, Scorpio. Thanks for watching, and I will see you hopefully in a couple of weeks. Bye-bye.